years old, barely. Okay? Yeah. No. We gotta control how much you eat. Just because you beg, or just because you keep asking, don't mean I gotta keep giving. What is it? Hey, what's going on, guys? We're playing on music. This is the actual YouTube audio library for background music. So I was watching some old videos going back like 2 or 3 years, where they were still like, I don't know if this was created because I wasn't utilizing it. And I saw where people actually had issues or problems because they were copywriting a lot of people's stuff. People stopped utilizing YouTube. I think it was to discourage. I don't know. I figured if I'm paying this amount of money every month for certain music that I've downloaded that I can't get copyright struck on, I'm talking about regular music. I actually paid the musicians for it. I might as well start using it, right? So I'm probably gonna start doing that. But it's just gonna be for a minute. I'm not gonna let the music play in the background like I used to. That way, if anything comes up, they don't really hit you hard legally wise. They'll split the difference, like for the person that might claim it, or if it's in the algorithm. But the algorithm is not always correct or right either. But I just want to stay away from all that because they still haven't freed up 3. And I went and checked the music, and it's literally copyright-free music. I even got in touch with the and he says, no, this is background music. This is YouTube. I download, and they showed me where, and I went to it, and I'm like, sure enough, the music's download. So it's like somebody's got a hair up there, but I don't care because, like I said, I work. People call it black magic or whatever. I really work on people. I really do things, and 110%, it always comes through. Like these doctors in Utah, if they did anything funny, well, they saw their death, and there's no comeback. I can't explain that. I'm not here for that because I'm going to read. First, I want to see Halito Chumchukma, Salam Alaikum, whatever, whatever greeting. I'm not going to go through the whole floor. Had this girl arguing. She sounded real stupid, hiding the face and all that, like the idiots do. You can't call them smart or intelligent. They're cryptid. And on her page, it says Latino or Latin. And then on a little / and Spanish. If that's the case, then you're not of this land. Take your ass back there in Spain. Don't come over there messing with the brothers and sisters because you might have grown up here and you're doing all the pale skin things that we used to do that you don't even know the truth about. Another thing, I had to break it down to her. I was going to say this to them, but I said, let me go ahead and say this, get out the way, and then go ahead and read. All right, so that way people have an understanding. First, I want to say, Pearl, thanks for the $5. I appreciate that, hon. Anytime anybody donate, I'm going to say what you donate. It doesn't matter, and I appreciate you more than anything. The women always come through, and a handful of the brothers definitely, come through. A buck Indian. Do y'all know what a buck Indian is? Based on, you see that right there. That's Chief Two Strikes, 100% Negro. Not Native American, this, that, and other. It applied to us, but it now applies to the people who created the Native Party, which a lot of these individuals don't know nothing about, and they're pretty ignorant to because they don't want to believe that their ancestors were brought over here on what they called orphan boats, put on orphan trains, situated in places that didn't exist, that they took old buildings and homes of ours and turned them in mansions and stuff while we were warring and turned them into these so-called border schools, charter schools, or whatever you want to call them, because you remember the original one was down in Florida, not that far from Ripley's Believe It. The original one where the Spaniards were learning our languages and learning the Shemitic language. And those Spaniards later were taken over by between the French and the Spaniards who are Ashkenazi, or if you want to call Sephardic, like the hybrid individuals. Oh, it's all there. Let's learn this stuff in the 80s. And they were learning our language. They wanted us to transliterate all that stuff that King James had. And they first went to Ethiopia, to the Ethiopians, the true Ethiopians, in Hindustan, before these individuals. And every time they wouldn't do it, or it was known not to do it, they would purge the people. You can't make this up. History. So I said, I'm going to do this. And I wanted to say before a podcast, I was like, no, I'm tired of the stupidity. Okay. And those are the first boarding schools. It was up the East Coast. No mongrel or Mongol. Your great grandparents, not all of you, the majority of them, all right, orphans, brought by way of the Ashkenazis in England, creating their fake crown, all right, by way of the fake Pope, all right, who all of a sudden now become a religious when he was over that they before him were pagan. Conquest of the earth. You know what I'm saying? When everything fell. All right. Yeah. Real history. Especially for you religious individuals who have been grafted into the lie and you don't know any other way because you don't know nothing else. So maybe this will spark something in you. So they brought him over here. A lot of them perished. But it's not a long trip. It's like a 5-day trip. It's not maneuvers based on the Navy and to make you think that the land's far, far away. It's not. Trust me, there's enough real maps still available showing you that our lands are very, very close. All right. Russia is only 55 miles away from Alaska. So how far is that from Washington and Oregon? About another 110, 25 miles. It's not that far. And pretty much if y'all got 25, 30-foot sooners, you can do that, a couple times within a day. Okay. Hauling about 9, 12, 13, 9, 10, maybe 9, 10 knots, nautical miles an hour, depending on what kind of boat you got. Okay. Facts. You want to hold on to the lies and bleed the lies? Go ahead. Anyway, and they had big metal ships back in the 1800s. There are pictures with the flotillas that they keep obscured and they want to keep hiding. Not some monitor and all that BS. That's just a bunch of crap. Okay. Anywho, they gave you new identity. They gave you they changed your language somewhat to obscure it from where you really come from. And those parents, a lot of them dead in those so-called religious wars, which was no more in this conquest, conquering the nomadic autochthonous people of those lands. You don't have to believe me. I don't care. I'm tired of hearing y'all argue with pseudonyms and all the other foolishness and all the hypocrisy and just sounding so stupid. So anyway, Buck Indian means Negro Indian. So if you go into Google, let me see if I can pull it up on here. I don't think both of them shares everything history-wise. Let me see if I can pull something up. Oh, okay. I'm going to show you what a Buck Indian looks like. Okay. Here goes the most notorious Black Indian. And you know what the word black means? Because if you would have said in the 30s, 40s, or 50s, even up to the early 60s, called anybody black, you'd sure enough be a dead man. So nobody was running around calling anybody black. Trust me. Stop believing in these Ashkenazi lies. So this is it's charging. My apology. These are Buck Indians. Like everybody we know, with a little French, maybe a little Spanish. Those are Buck Indians. Those are Buck Indians. We're going buck breaking, Bobby. Well, the war is over, so we got a whole lot of black hell to penetrate. Now, why do I say that? Because in several articles being based on Wounded Knee Massacre, they say, and the Buck Indians were dancing, ghost dancing. I don't care about what these bastards do, like George Orwell and numerous other people said, whiting out history, because it's not whiting it out. It is changing the whole diorama. It's changing the whole narrative. It's whitewashing means completely eradicating the true pictures of history and creating theirs, composites and everything. Me and Caramillo had a good conversation for about an hour this morning, and I loved chatting with the brother we actually chatted video chat wise, and he was doing some excellent research besides some of the stuff that I was talking about and some of the books he showed me. I can't wait to get some, but he knows exactly what I know, and he knows some other things that I don't know, and it's a shared thing, and it's a beautiful thing. All right. So when everybody wants to talk about, because you motherfuckers don't know how to ghost dance. You don't know the first thing what ghost dance. It's not even called ghost dance. That's what they wrote it down as, because they have to sway it a different way. All right. Like the women of Haiti killing all those Frenchmen by chanting vibrations, singing into the wind, and then being targeted by the big cannons. This is real stuff. This is not fake and mythical. The myth is the lie you're living now. These dumb Negroes. I have somebody from my hometown who lives over up here in Denver, trying to run his little slick willy mouth as if it means something to me. And I sit there and I like some of this poster stuff, but I had to, I had to go and correct this dumbass. You say that shit for the women you like to discredit, this, that, and the smooth will you think you are. Talk over there. Don't come over here because I'm not with that. You know what I'm saying? I had to let them know, But also I wanted to show you this. So you see on my thumbnail, that's cheap too. That's cheap. Hold on. Let me get this right here. Excuse me. Let me see if I can pull them up. Do I have them on here? I don't think I have them on here. He might be way, way down at the bottom. I'm saying he might be. I don't know. I'm doing my best to, because I didn't have every one of them on here. I didn't, feel the need or necessity to put them all over here. But what they did, as far as the pictures after Wounded Knee, they took pictures of they're called poses. These are people who they would have step in to play us. And this is a well-documented and known and written history. When you think about South Dakota Wounded Knee Massacre, I want to show you a real autochthonist and somebody who, and the Spaniards, people don't know that the new Spaniards have that Gog Magog, that mongrel or Mongol bloodline. But they came over and made it with a lot of women. And so that was easy for them to insert these fraudulent people who are 0% of our autochthonous blood in them. So y'all know who that is? Now see, that woman right there looks like one of my aunts, Inca. Oh, she looks like my aunt Inca. Yeah. So you would think Asian, Mongol, or no. There's some shit Spanish and French did. It happens. And a lot of people don't know it happened to a lot of our people. It doesn't mean that we become them and they become, no, that's a stolen identity, no matter how you want to slice it. But all the pictures after this were people who were put in, the pictures taken, augmented, changed to personify those who never existed. Let me see here. Trying to see if, but that's Chief Two Strikes. Hold on. And that's 1 out of 2 original pictures of the Chiefs. Only 2 of Wounded Knee, because Bigfoot is a nigga laying down on his back, frozen, stiff. They cared not about us because of what we did. And surprisingly, in the Union, there was a lot of those Mongolians, and then pull it up. Pull up the Union. Pull up. There's a lot of them. The history's told. The so-called Union. It wasn't a Union. Pull it up and look at the pictures. They're there. You just got to dig. All right? That's why I always say when it comes to Confederacy, the original flag, Black Laws and Shiloh, the original one. The one that they want to hide, they always want to show the tattered, beaten up one of the Fighting 18th, Bama. You know what I'm saying? They always want to hide that one. And then show the latter ones, look at us, the ones who they were, the Confederacy. There were no 5 civilized tribes. That's their made-up bullshit. So they insert the frauds. Most of them weren't even here in the damn 1700s, nor in the 1800s. We're talking about like late 1800s, after we succeeded to, giving sway. They had the Punch Bowl. They had about 30 different places. We talk about the Death March to Oklahoma. There were several different places they went to, our people went to, and they were massacred. Let me see if I can pull them up. Trying to see if I can pull them up. Because this one's a little different, guys. Because not everywhere they want to share, pictures such as that. When you want to see, Chief Two Strike, if you want to see Chief Crow Dog, you know what I'm saying, or Chief High Hawk. High Hawk, nothing but a nigga. Buck Indians. They're the only 2 pictures, only 2, with a handful of chiefs and women, little black children, girls running around the back, the ones they would shoot. Only two. So how can they have a plethora of all these fake ass chiefs standing up for Wounded Knee when they clearly state there's only two pictures left because they wanted to obscure it and hide them? When they show you the bodies and all the people that was in it, they're perfect pictures. When they show the bodies, oh, it's all this shady, obscured, catch them at a wicked ass angle, so you can't really make out who it is. Pay attention to the little fine details. You want to know what a Crow Indian looks like? You know, I went to a place with Crow Indians, so-called Crow Indians were dancing, and I says, no, this is a real one. Library of Congress. Now this one has been utilized in Google because people have, first the Moors tried to flip some shit up, some more retarded stuff, complete bullshit. So that's a real Crow tribesman. Okay, a Crow looks like my Night George, my grandpa that passed away of cancer when I was in middle school, Mount Hebron. Okay, this is a Sioux Indian. Nothing but nigga. We have close relationship to the Maori, the Australians, the Twa of Mississippi, where they want to eradicate that history, but in the Mississippi Gazette, based on the 1800s, you can go and read it. They were a little like Ireland and Scotland. See, this is where they have a hard time. How many of y'all know guys look like this on the corner back in the juke joint? Let me get my bottle of wine, my orange julep, my night train, my mad dog. My mad dog. Crow girl. Not African and native, not that goofy made up shit. Crow child. Okay. Here goes a Native American woman, a real one, and a mulatto man that he could be part. It's not known, but they call these mulattoes who actually have Moorish bloodline, whether Spanish, French, even Dutch, and sometimes Hindustan. So he's a mulatto. She is indigenous. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? And so when they had the little half-breeds, I hate saying that word, but this is for you people that have a little bit of knowledge. They were able to say, oh, okay, this fake-ass government. Yeah. Man, we don't know. We need to push Germany with these fake-ass Jews so we can keep toppling the government and bring the old world down and have all the people against the actual Hebraic people, the actual people of Shem, when we can fuck them up and have them run around wanting to be this and another because they think the Jews ain't great as shit. All they do is take all our stuff and weaponize it. There ain't nothing great about them. Goddamn frauds. And I don't bite my tongue. I would dare any of them to challenge me. I ain't one of these damn goofy niggas running around polite and them talking about, Rabbi Finkelstein, can we debate? The fuck, ain't no debate. I got two, well, more than that, two Ashkenazi uncles, kind of dark, but Ashkenazi, regardless of who they come from, who tell you real quick, man, y'all's the motherfuckers. We ain't, look, man, they made more problems around the world, will tell you quick in a heartbeat. So, with that being said, any of you fake motherfuckers who want to be disrespectful to us, I'm going to call you fake until you get your shit together. I'm not the one you want to debate. I had the little fake ass CIB card. That little piece of shit. All right? Burnt it the fuck up. Cut one up. And every time the little old ass, I think she's dead now, pale skinned motherfucker, the Chickasaw Nation, Mr. Branch, do you need another one? No, motherfucker. I don't recognize you. Fuck, like I recognize this raggedy ass ragtag government. And these frauds running around, disrespectful, don't know the history of the real world, pissing me off, making me want to tear through somebody's armada. But I'm not that emotional. Yet, when I tell you that we have people who speak Espanol, speak a little Yiddish, speak some French, patois, whatever the fuck you want to say, even Tagalog, Philippines, Negritos, whatever, that look like you might be over in Europe, and they are people from right here. So will some of y'all please stop dealing with these dumb niggas who push the Ashkenaz racist ideology, because that's called self-defeatism. Just stop. I'm not telling you accept everybody. I'm telling you to walk a tight rope, a narrow line, and focus on yourself. Because a lot of these people are fucking careful. It don't matter that they gay, this, that, and other. I mean, you let them know. I ain't with that shit, but it don't matter you need to know these things. Because we cause more harm than we do better relations. Because I still see some of y'all talking about, and shut the fuck up. Because you won't challenge me. I don't give a fuck how badass you might think you is. You won't challenge me. I hit you with the facts. You know, gut punch, gut punch. Some people never really been punched in the liver or the kidneys. I'm dead serious. You know what it's like to box and spar, and then for the next couple of days you're pissing blood? Do you have any clue? Some of you that may have sparred and boxed, you know what it's like when you get your nose broke and it's offset? No, some people get the lump, some people get the spread. No, I got my shit was broke up here, you see? Did any of y'all have a clue? You know, it's like to get folded up, getting hit in the liver. The first time I got folded up, I got hit in the liver. That was a kick. And it was in Shotokan karate. Bunfu Ave, Roshinkai. They had a Swin bike store next door. It was about 7 o'clock. I was late getting into class. Me, white belt with little 2, 3 yellow stripes or blue stripe, yellow stripe, whatever. I had to spar the brown belt. This big son bitch in college. I didn't train all that night, just sitting in the classroom. He kicked me in my liver. I thought I was dying. 6 months later, I beat his ass. Well known by the people that went to school with me who went to the karate class. Trust me. I wish Big Jers was in here. Anyway, let's get into reading. Top of the morning, or top of the afternoon to you. A little in your house, what you're going to do. Clockwork Orange. I just wanted to share that because I hope they come over here and they watch this and stop being so ignorant with these crayon colors and this fictional stuff. You know, I mean, seriously. So Buck Indian. Buck Indian was a term, like a nigger. Nigger, you know. At one time they called us nigger. Now we took it around, we can say nigger, you know. Somebody said Charleston White was talking about that. I don't care about what Charleston White. I like what he's doing. You know, as long as he's helping the kids and he's cracking these goofy fake motherfuckers, and more power to it. This is a fact. Everything but who we are. You know why? Because they need that. They need people to have something to feel good about. And so you have all these dumbasses running around after living a fake life, not knowing their life is a lie. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna learn. Anyway, let's go ahead and get in George Jones' Original History of Ancient America. I ain't gonna read 1,000 pages like I get reading and won't stop. Again, thanks, Pearl, for that 5. Girl, that you see, that's all it takes. And look, we're getting there. We're close. Did I mark this one yesterday? I mean, the day before, excuse me. I didn't because the reading was getting so good. I'm going to mark it today. Anyway, when we got up to that part, remember where we was at? Remedial structure. Right. My apologies. Remedial structure rising from the center of the Temple of Copan is the following description, in which was reserved from the details of that city to prove this contradiction. So we're talking about stuff as the idiot who was lying about history. Thank goodness this man came along, and even though some things very obscured, still he has been really cracking a whip on that false narrative, even though some of his stuff is a little obscure. Okay. This last sentence brings us to a specimen of a gem engraving, the most ancient of all the antique works of art. Okay, remember that? Okay, just want to refresh your minds. And for those new subscribers, I think it was 3 today or yesterday, last night. Appreciate you. Make sure to always check the notification bell. We're going to do a little reading. If you like a little rebel rousing, I usually do it in the AM. Grind your gears, you know, Homer Simpson type thing. But yeah. The most ancient, not only is the death chamber identical with that of Egypt, remember that? We was correlating, talking about the chamber that was broken, the walls, this, that, and other. It's not so much inside. That was for something else, and it goes deep in the ground, especially the pyramids of Giza, just like, you know, Machu Picchu and all those places. It's a little different, but the same thing. Those are older than, you know, close to this. not so much older, closely around the same time, but the first pyramids were built here. Because you got pyramids in China, the Red Mountain. You got pyramids in Russia. They hide those and they don't allow people around them. Pyramids in Japan, around the coastline. You got 70 more islands that still have pyramids on them. They've been lying and hiding that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, the knowledge of Egypt. The far gone self-denials, in parentheses, estates, so valued in man under other aspects, and lose all their virtue when exerted to sustain fallacious premises. That means word of mouth. Anyway, or tongue. It might be thought that enough has been brought forward to refute his conclusions, but we desire to operate upon this subject, as Tobin says, like a skillful surgeon who cuts beyond the wound to make the cure complete. Tap, tap. Y'all recall that. I had to throw that one out. Refresh your minds. Again, he writes, columns and circular are a distinguishing feature of Egyptian architecture. There is not a temple on the Nile without them, and the reader will bear in mind that among the whole of these ruins, not one column has been found. If this architecture had been derived from the Egyptians, so striking and important a feature would never have been thrown aside, because they're very striking and utterly similar. We omit the force of the preceding extract, so far as relates to the circular column being a feature in the architecture of the Nile, and that they would also be found in America, if the edifices in that country were of or derived from Egypt. Now we know we have a number of individuals, very rich, the Tigris and everywhere else, who have been coming here for centuries, if not millennia. Why is these Pelicans don't know nothing about what was here? While we admit this reasoning, we at once, but they want to be, every time you turn around, you got some goofy one talking about, yeah, I'm Native American. If you don't get your monkey ass up out my face, I'll tell them real quick. If you don't get your ass away from me with your goofy self. Anyway, if the edifices in that country were or of derived from Egypt, while we admit this reasoning, we at once deny the truth of the assertion that the round column has not been found in the ruins of ancient America. This denial is given upon the unimpeachable authority of Humboldt, liar, who in his illustrations of the ruins of Mitla gives by writing, check this out, as well as by pictorial description, the circular columns distinct, means very much the same. The denial is also found upon the grave authority of Mr. Steffens himself. Here we go. Sounds like that sport nigga, right? Anyway, for he, in parentheses, as Baron Humboldt, and testifies to the fact both by pen and pencil, first will be quoted from his pen. In volume 2, page 428, in writing of the ruins of Uxmal, he says, it's a book, the writings of Uxmal. He says, at the southeast corner of this platform, in brackets of the temple, and is a row of round pillars, 18 inches in diameter and 3 or 4 feet high, in brackets broken, and extending about 100 feet along the platform, and these were the nearest approach to pillars or columns that we saw in all our exploration of the ruins of that country. Now, in the name of reason and all its attributes, could there be a nearer approach to circular columns than round pillars? Are they not identical? Yes, I would say so. And the proposition can only be answered in the affirmative. And as a consequence, it becomes absolute from the identity again. We're going to stop at that. So Steffens and Humboldt, they wanted to dismiss the connection because they were part of the rewrite of history. Their narrative was to reshape and rewrite the history. How do these books make it through? I believe that it's to give people to see who would find it and how far would it go with those of us who would share the information compared to the niggas from these black colleges who are conditioned, or Yale and Harvard, to mislead the people and misrepresent our history to push them with a Boule type of mind into a narrative of slaves never accomplished or never done nothing, when we've invented well over, they say 300 to 500,000. I tell you, 1,000,000 inventions, and that's the reason why the world ticks the way it does. And who was there right beside us? They say the relationship of the Jew and the Negro. How about the relationship of the Ashkenazi and the true Hebrew? Fuck with me if you want. But anyway, remember, this book is from 1843. 1843. 1843, right? Tired of playing games. Now let's get back into reading The Problems of the Damn World. Arthur Kessler, The 13th Tribe. Yeah, them peoples. As my uncle say, I can't say the name. As they would say, yeah, man, people's been the problems of this goddamn world. Because they fought in the Vietnam. Both of them did. One's in Red Hook. I can't say where the other one's at. Brooklyn. I met him when I was going to pastry school. Sat down. We had a great time. Went to the movies, laughed and joked with some of my cousins. And then we mixed, Spanish. He liked the women. Anywho, let's go ahead and read this. But farming did not hold out a future for the Jewish community. There were several reasons for this. The rise of feudalism in the 14th century gradually transformed the peasants of Poland into serfs, forbidden to leave their villages, deprived of freedom of movement, at the same time under the joint pressure of the ecclesiastic hierarchy and the feudal landlords. The Polish parliament in 1496 forbade the acquisition of agricultural land by Jews. Ashkenaz. But the process of alienation from the soil must have started long before that. Apart from the specific causes just mentioned, it was them doing it to their own people. Tests. I'm telling you, these are a wicked group of individuals. Religious discrimination combined with the degradation of the free peasants into serfs, the transformation of the predominantly agricultural nation of Khazars into a predominantly urban community reflected a common phenomenon in the history of migrations. Was I not talking or discussing this morning, yesterday, and a few times before? I remember we could walk down the street and there'd be apple trees everywhere, oranges, berries, negatoes, pecans, walnut tree, just falling in the ground. Just pick them up and we was playing, just eat all day. Go home and be like, Mom, you better eat this. Then they got some greens, and got some collard greens, got some, For those of you my age, you remember, and some of you right up under around the 40s or so, you may have been privy to that. And some in the 30s as well. Faced with different climatic conditions and farming methods on the one hand, and on the other, with unexpected opportunities for an easier living offered by urban civilization, immigrant. Well, doesn't that make you think of Bill Gates, his fake government, buying up all the farmland? Anyway, I'm reading. Immigrant populations are apt to change their occupational structure within a few generations, and the offspring of Abruzzi peasants in the New World became waiters and restaurateurs. Restaurateurs, the people who run the restaurants. Anyway, the grandsons of Polish farmers may become engineers or psychoanalysts. These are Ashkenazi. Brought to the New World. New World for them is the old world of the world. That's why they, so he was drifted. And even though he's telling the truth because he doesn't like living the lies living, but you know how it is when you get a Negro to change up and these motherfuckers talking about, I'm orthodox, but we know we're the true black Indians. Shut up with the black shit, you dummy. I don't want to hear that more shit either. It's unbelievable. When people get grafted in, they just can't free themselves. I'm not sharing no hate because there are some people who identify with, who have family members and they know where they're from. Not really, but they know where they are over whether they're Congo or wherever, right? And they respect that. And some of them are dynamic to the Moorish ideology and some are not, which that's perfectly fine. They are respect. But just Joe Smo coming up out of Louisiana and telling me, yeah, in Virginia, you know, by way of the 501. We got more here. Shut the fuck up. Do you know who your family member is over there? You know what tribe and clan over there? And not no made up one over here. Because some of us know some clans and tribes that nobody's even mentioned. And the moment we do, then all of a sudden we see some young knuckleheads putting their name. I'm Potomac Indian. Shut up. You don't even know what it is. Anyway. However, the transformation of Khazar Jewry into Polish Jewry did not entail any brutal break with the past or loss of identity. It was a gradual, organic process of change, which, as Poliak had convincingly shown, preserved some vital traditions of Khazar communal life in their new country. They took that motherfucker over and used them. This was mainly achieved through the emergence of a social structure or way of life found nowhere else in the world or the diaspora. The Jewish Ashkenazi small town in Hebrew Hara, in Yiddish Shetel, in Polish, because you got to remember that's not the language. Polish miasteczko, I can't even pronounce the word. All three designations are diminutives, which, however, do not necessarily refer to smallness in size. Some were quite big, small towns, but to the limited rights of municipal self-government they enjoyed. See, this is where they pulled that shit over here. I want to stop there. They pulled that shit over here, and I want to go back and try this word. It's just me, guys. All right. But anyway, we have Poliak and the commitment on the tradition of the shape of blah, 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 blah. So the Polish miasteczko. It's Polish, I guess. I have to do my best to be able to read some of these words. You see what I'm saying? He's giving, maybe that's why they hit him, because he's literally been telling us how they've assimilated to all these different individuals and then took over with these children. They're the ones who established the bullshit here with the orphan boats and the orphan trains and buses, mind you. So this way we're clear. I know some of you don't realize that you're going to have to fight. I'm not advocating violence, but the reality is pay attention to your vitamins too, because you see when all this stuff went down, all of a sudden they started pushing vitamins. And I'll be the first one to tell you that before this went down, we didn't have a whole bunch of vitamins coming from China. I was going through my vitamins, throwing some stuff away that I know I don't want to take, because me and a few guys were talking, and I said, well, you know what? I usually check everything, but let me look. So I have iron that I get from Hum, all right? And I showed y'all this one yesterday. I haven't taken it. And it says 65 milligrams, 325 milligrams of ferrous sulfate. But on the back, it says a product of China. Everything they make is toxic and deadly. There's nothing good about anything they make. My Kung Fu uniforms from Hong Kong. I don't even want them from China. Because it's like here. It's an underground military dictatorship, and we're not governed by that. And that's why people need to learn and know. We still got dumb niggas over in California talking about, we want reparations. We want the $100,000. Man. They're so blinded because of where they live at and the chemicals and the diaspora of the lies. I mean, y'all saw when the waves came and showed that old world stuff, and then with the Army Corps, the underground ones went and destroyed all that real quick. Oh no, that was a down foundation. Like foundation need to be that big to hold a hotel up or houses. Come on, man. You can't make this kind of stupid up, people. Let's go ahead and behold the pale horse, Mr. William Cooper. You dig what I'm saying? Let me say hi to everybody that came in here. My apologies. Hey, Snoo, Mikey Hill, West Side. I know you're busy out there, brother. Rondo, Alfred Harden. I love when everybody just say hi or something. You know what I mean? T. Hines, what's going on, beloveds? Etta, what's going on? That's our beautiful sister, right? There's another one of our beautiful sisters, y'all. I like to have the sisters in. Don't worry, later on, I got to run back out to the post office. We're going to read American Covenant and The Woman of Lemuria. I was going to read them all in one sitting. I was going to read these books right here, run out, take care of what I got to do, come back, I'm going to read. Okay? Let's go ahead and hit this one off. Remember yesterday we was at the mental cooperation and takeover plans. the mental cooperation and takeover plans. Think about that. When we were talking about last LEA, HEW, and we were dealing with, it was quite a bit of reading, the files on potential prisoners. So remember, and the planned police state. Okay, so here we go into the mental cooperation and takeover plans. I examined their projects to see what they were doing. This regional government program distributes federal funds for two major purposes. One, radio hookups between every police agency in the state for Sam Houston, and two, mental health programs, including programs for the mentally ill having priority or beds in hospitals. Another interesting fact to consider is that in the Pine Bluff, Arkansas's arsenal, B to Z, is stored, BZ is stored. Well, that's not Cyclone B, is it? I don't know what that is. It's a nerve gas like Cyclone B. BZ is stored. It's a nerve gas which creates sleepiness, dizziness, stupor, and the incapacity to move about. They could spray that and have everybody fucked up. According to the Associated Press, the agent can be sprayed by aerosol, injected, or sprayed over large areas by a bomb. The military has admitted that one potential use of the gas is for civilian control. So whatever they have planned, they've also planned a way for you to go to your destination in a tranquil state of mind. But y'all think me having a mask and duct tape and certain clothes that I can desert storm up in, shutting my windows and putting tape and stuff in them, you think that's crazy? I got a very hardcore filter to go over my conditioning system and a placket to go over the one outside that I sewed together. You think it's a game? They've got you conditioned and groomed to be okay with the shit flying over, right? What y'all do, run outside. Look, they got chemtrails. It's called aerosol spraying. It's not called chemtrails. It's aerosol spraying. The fact of which you see afterwards that looks like a cloud, that's the chemical trail disbursement. So let's get the acronyms correct, okay? So whatever they have planned, they look, and I'm talking about they're going to have you in a tranquil state of mind. HEW by law is operated in conjunction with the United Nations through the World Health Organization. Back in 1948, the International Congress on Mental Health, a UN organization, declared in its pamphlet, Mental Health and World Citizenship, that prejudice, hostility, or excessive nationalism may become deeply embedded in the developing personality with an awareness on the part of the individual concerned. In order to be effective, efforts of changing individuals must be appropriate to the successive stages of the unfolding personality. While in case of a group of society, change will be strongly resisted unless an attitude of acceptance has first been engineered, and they just screwed that up putting a D in it. So anyway, acceptance has been engineered, and you know what it's stating, right? It's the manipulation. What do you want to call it, MK Ultra or whatever? Okay? And food and everything else, chemical dousing, or lobotomizing in the physical while you're unaware. Principles of mental health cannot be successfully furthered in any society unless there is progressive acceptance of the concept of world citizenship, which is foreign. The document states programs for social change to be effective require a joint effort of psychiatrists and social scientists working together in cooperation with statesmen, administrators, and others in positions of responsibility. They're not leaders. That's why I get tired of these niggas coming along talking about our leaders. What leaders? What the fuck you mean a leader? That motherfucker's supposed to make sure that whatever we desire is what's supposed to be taken care of. Like this fake ass president talking about, I'm getting with the groups to see if what we can do to take the assault weapons. It's not an assault weapon and you ain't taking shit. Fucking Biden. Fake fuck. Anyway, principles of mental health. I have to say that. As an orthogonist person, not as a citizen or any of that bullshit. The three phases of the development are: one, mental hospitals for segregation. Listen to this. Wow. Okay. The three phases of the development are: 1. Mental hospitals for segregation, care and protection of persons of unsound minds. 2. Community mental health care centers so that persons may be treated in their own neighborhoods. And 3. Child care centers for dealing with early difficulties of nationalism in a child's life. 2 years earlier, Major General G.B. Chisholm, Deputy Minister of Health in Canada, who later became Director of the United Nations World Health Organization, explained, self-defense may involve a neurotic, listen to this, neurotic reaction when it means defending one's own excessive material wealth from others who are in great need. This attitude leads to war. So his solution to the problem is, let's redistribute the wealth among everyone. What are they talking about right now, y'all? But it's not equal. It's not what you think it is. And the fact that we have niggas pushing people who are mental, the children state like mine, believing that, okay, we're going to all be equal. But no, you're going to have less. And it's going to be controlled. And when you say something that goes out of character, when you move in the wrong direction, or when you look in the wrong direction, you'll be punished. So instead of getting 3 rations, you'll get 1 ration. Maybe somebody will come along and sit you down and crank your eyes open like Clockwork Orange and make you watch 10 hours of some craziness listening to an oratory sound, and you don't have no way to fight back, no way to say no, and no way to stop it. And the diet will make sure that you cannot work out and become strong because spiritually you have not endeavored to be able to push yourself in the stages of fasting or anything else, or to metastasize when they're attacking your upper thoracic. You know what I'm saying? Your heart and your lungs, to how they're killing everybody right now. Anyway, let's carry on. Suggested, highly suggesting. That's all I'm doing. Further, the reinterpretation and eventual eradication of the individual's concept of right and wrong. We see that going on right now, which has been the basis of child training, are the deleted objectives of practically all effective therapies. Now, if we digress even further to Buria, phonetic spelling, okay, the director of the Soviet secret police in the 1930s, we see that he explained the communist political strategy through the use of mental healings of psychiatry. First, you must bring shock and awe. That means murder, light of the long swords, getting rid of the rest of the Abkhazarians. Oh yeah, they slaughtered them. And then the women taking them and making some of the babies. You see some of these Russians are strong, kind of no neck, wide noses. Pale-skinned niggas. Psychopolitics is the art and science of asserting and of maintaining a dominion over the thoughts and loyalties of individuals, officers, and bureaus and masses. That's like all these guys talking about Tartaria, and they're showing these recent pictures, and I'm sitting there going, wow, just eradicate the autochthonous people of Georgia, Prussia, and everywhere else, right? Just to fulfill their little grievance of idiosyncrasies without knowing the truth of history. Okay, whatever. It is something, I guess. It is something. Maybe they just didn't, get the assignment, but whatever. We know that's what they do anyway, based upon what the law Small Hats did with the Hollywood narrative and the history of Cleopatra and all the other dumb shit they created. But at least they gave you Charlton Heston, Soylent Green, Planet of the Apes, to which nobody pays attention to. Psychopolitics and the art of science of asserting and of maintaining a dominion over the thoughts of loyalties of individuals, officers, bureaus, and masses, and the effecting of the conquest of enemy nations through mental healing. You must work, he stated, until every teacher of psychology unknowingly or knowingly teaches only communistic doctrine under the guise of psychology. Are we not seeing that right now? You can't make, you know what? I'm going to end that right there. Because then it goes into, if you look at the Russian, and they get into the manuals and all that stuff. And I told you it's going to be a good little read about another 4 or 5 small paragraphs, okay? We're going to stop right there. No, man, this is going to get good. Now, this I can really read this all night as well. Seriously. That's pretty damn good. It's getting good. Oh, man, Mr. Cooper. Whew. You put together a hellified thing. I like watching his videos. Do y'all watch his videos as well? You know what I mean? His videos are pretty like, you know what I mean? Like, for real, you know? I said the DNA of the gods, the Anunnaki creation of Eve, and the alien battle for humanity. What was that? It's new. But psychiatrist is not a medical doctor. Yeah, that's why. And you still seeing some of them nutcases. Holloway gave them Heston, yes, to see that they're paying attention. Soylent Green. I thought it was a joke about that one individual who found the fingernail in the hamburger. Now, they had somebody talking about somebody just found teeth. I said, that's not new. That happened in the 1990s in Florida. Mama was biting down, cracked his tooth, and he was like, what the hell? His tooth would crack and then fall out. And he looked, and he was biting into a tooth in the burger. Thank people. Isn't that how Charleston Heston did it? What is it, Bubba? You want to come up? Come on. Come on. Come on. Up. Come on. Are you going to jump up there? Usually you jump on me and claw me to death. DNA of the gods, the Anunnaki, creation of Eve, and the alien battle for humanity. No, you're not getting no treats tomorrow because you're getting a belly on you. You got a pouch, boy. No. We're going to let you run. We're going to let you run. You're going to eat some kibbles. You're going to eat some sardines and drink some damn water. And you're going to have one of those instead of 2. You're not getting no kibbles, man. You woke me up. How many times at 2 o'clock in the morning? If you mess with that feather, you know what's going to happen. Right? Okay. All right. Don't turn around and fall on my head. Be proud. Be proud. You saying hi, everybody. Don't get grumpy with me. I said no. 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 Jump up in that window and don't jump through it. Trying to get at that bird. Anyway, the teachings of the gods. Again, DNA of the gods, the Anunnaki creation of Eve, and the alien battle for humanity. But Chris H. Hardy, my apologies. The teachings of the gods. Let's remember that before Nimna and Enki brought into being the civilized man with Adapa, and in parentheses it states, who was taught writing, mathematics, and astronomy, and the Anunnaki on Earth were keeping up detailed records of all the events that came to pass, from Enki and Alalu's journeys to Earth and earlier events in Nibiru. And at that time, there were only the Anunnaki to act as scribes. Wow. Generally, all the great gods were writing and recording for themselves, but they had also other gods to do it for them. Thus, Thoth or Hermes, you know that one, Ning Shizda, whatever the hell, Ning Gish Zida, something like that. But anyway, Thoth Hermes was in his youth, we may infer, the appointed scribe of his father, Enki, in Egypt. But we know for sure that Enki himself had written or dictated his memoirs, of which up to now only fragments remain, and more may, we hope, be discovered in the future. This is why these memoirs are referred to as the Lost Book of Enki. Now, in parentheses, it states, the title Zechariah Sitchin used to reenact such memoirs, and in one of the many lost books that were discussed and referenced by the scholars in antiquity, and of which no copy has been preserved or yet discovered, mind you. We remember the plot of The Name of the Rose by Umberto Eco, turning around the lost book of Aristotle, namely the second volume of his Poetics. I'm gonna have to mark that. Let me get where's my highlighter? Man, I need to get that, bro. You know what? We're gonna mark it with a little pencil. I need to get that book. I need to see what that's all about. Highlighter's downstairs, and I'm not running down to get it. It's interesting, you know. We'll see how much it costs. Okay. I like stuff like that. Enki was the one to put in writing his explorations in astronomy and as viewed from the Earth. To calculate, listen to that, his explorations in astronomy as viewed from the Earth. To calculate the inclination of the eclipse, to divide the sky in 360 degrees in 12 zodiacal houses, and establish the 12 zodiacal constellations on the ecliptic. Now, in parentheses states that we still utilize today. And he also determined the length of the Earth year and elaborated an Earth calendar as well as the astronomical precessional cycles, seasons. See, when time began, all right, so that's another, when time began is another book. He was also a mathematician and a great engineer. He surely passed these sciences to two of his sons, Marduk and Hermes. You know, that Ningishzida. I think I finally got it. Ningishzida. Wow, I'm close. But he doesn't seem to have taught these sciences, at least so extensively, to his younger sons, Nergal and Damunzi. And now we're going to get to this. We're going to do this. We're going to read this one tomorrow. Maybe later on when we get into the. What about God's teaching humanity? I know that's going to pique your interest. Why did I read Psalms 2? All right. I mean, you got to remember the Christ fluid, the ether speaking, ye are gods, to remind you they want to disconnect you from it. The importance of your birth year and what you're supposed to do after all of this toxicity, to cleanse yourself and reshape and change the dynamic, to walk in the ethers, to implement and change the direction. Well, we know that somebody's controlling. We know that somebody's controlling the rejuvenation process for themselves and maybe a few others. You got to get it back. Exposing the Expositions, 1851-1950, revised edition. This is the revised edition from the 2019. This is the 2021 by Howdy Mikowski. And on the front, he has the, what's called Pond, whatever, Enchilada, which was probably millennia old, thousands of years old. That these small hats couldn't wait to destroy. I've been researching more and more on the names in this book. Yeah, they're all Ashkenazi. Set up the banks and everything, the lies, the taxes. We didn't pay taxes up until like 50, 60? We didn't pay taxes, y'all. Then and the IRS is a shitstorm. So all you people want to be African American, go right ahead, you stupid motherfuckers. I have nothing nice to say to those individuals. Disrespecting the continent. A lot of people don't identify as that. And then the ones who were born here, went to the school system here. I like Colin Noir. I respect him. But man, that African American shit, that shows stupidity at the highest level. And he went to law school, graduated, whatever. So he'd probably be like, this is the reason for it, and be all eloquent or what. No, motherfucker. I know people from over there. Not the ones that come back and forth and get paid the whopper to keep misleading motherfuckers. I know people over there who tell you ain't no such goddamn thing. And that's cut and dry. Hey, you have the right to self-identify. It don't sound like a self-identification, though. It sounds like carrying the hamlet of somebody else's lie, especially a turncoat motherfucker that should have been dead a long time ago, rolling around in a wheelchair, pushed by his turtle buddy, Sharpton, and shit. His Ninja Turtle, bro. Because they both look like some fucking Ninja Turtles. Nigga turtles, you know what I mean. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. Yesterday, the other day, we were showing us tubs and all that stuff that the Vatican stole away that don't belong to them at all. Anyway, just like the building they're in. The historical story claims that the find of the frescoes in the Domus Aurea were the direct cause of great changes that were started by Renaissance artists in the late 1400s, and we know what that is. such as Raphael's decoration of the Lagias in the Vatican, repainting stuff. But is this true? For argument, say the Domus Aurea was not really rediscovered until the 1700s, and as such needed a way to explain why the new found paintings supposedly from AD 60 could look the same as the styles of the Renaissance that evolved in 1480 AD. Hence the story of the boy falling in and finding the site was created, along with the great masters coming to see and become inspired by it. Everyone has since believed that that story, and maybe the Domus Aurea and the Renaissance in Florence were contemporary, which then would explain the similarities. So what it means is the little boy fell in there, that's how they found it. It's been long existing. Compared to the lie that, oh yeah, we built it around, this 1900 period. Anyway, Domus Aurea and the Renaissance in Florence were contemporary, which then would explain the similarity of the styles in the two locations. So we take a close look at the image to start chapter 1 again. Statue in a toga. Giant dome similar to any of Rome's hundreds of churches, all in a layout like that resembles the Domus Aurea. If Chicago was copying it, why? It either was something to do with the original purpose of the Domus Aurea, which today we do not seem to understand, or the Domus Aurea had only recently been found, say 1850s and 60s, and the new exploration, which is the 1900s, and new exploration and what was found there was in turn mirrored in the expositions. Impossible. At the end of chapter 6, this is add-on, I mentioned that another Roman palace may or might have served as a model for these expos. Hadrian's Villa, a reconstruction of it, can be seen at the link below. And if you want to know what the link is, I can read it out for you if you want to take your time and type it in. This particular villa, found at Tivoli, just outside of Rome, reminds me greatly of the Panama Exposition in San Francisco. The Tivoli complex is huge, beautifully designed and sculpted. A great focus placed on ancient Egypt here, including sections of statues, albeit made Romanesque-like, of key Egyptian Neteru. This villa was connecting ancient Egypt and Rome. Even more important is the study of its supposed builder, Hadrian. He became emperor almost 50 years after Nero, but is credited with some of Rome's key structures, including rebuilding the Pantheon. And in parentheses, it states, one of the most amazing buildings in the entire ancient world. We had one over here that was bigger. And the Castel Sant'Angelo, which was supposed to become his mausoleum. And interestingly, these two buildings are linked by very unique geometry and mathematics. Other key building projects presented for him is Hadrian's Wall in England, Hadrian's Gate in Antalya, Turkey, and completing the Temple of Zeus in Athens. That is a lot of building ascribed to one person. Usually when I see history jumping so many structures in so many locations in one builder, it is appointed that someone had been invented in order to explain the origin of a whole lot of buildings that really couldn't be explained as to where they came from. So one person in a small short period of time, all of that. Anyway, the site, if you want to see it, I'm going to go ahead and read it very slowly. You can write it down. It's going to be https://en period wikipedia.org. It's all lowercase /wiki /Hadrian HADRAIN Hadrian percent 27s underscore uppercase V lowercase ILLA Vila hashtag forwardcase media MEDIA / uppercase F lowercase ILE file semicolon uppercase M lowercase AQUETTE, Maquette, _2, _ uppercase VA as in Virginia, or VA, period, uppercase JPG. If you would like, I'll take a picture of it best way I can. Or maybe I'll just type it in. And maybe it'll, you know what? I'll go and put it in myself and share it so that way everybody could just tap on it, all right? But if you typed it in, tap on that and pull it up, the Earth Chronicles series. Oh, awesome. Awesome, hun. So here's a statue of George Washington looking very Roman-like. Nantes Gallery. You can find more Roman-like toga figures from Napoleon to Russian czars. As I told you, George Washington, the one they got here, is a fraud. It's a fictional character. What pale skin is going to be putting niggas' teeth in his mouth? Told you we catch these fools. I mean, it's not like I didn't know. I'm just saying. Oops. So I'm gonna run over here to the PO and see if anything came in. It's supposed to be something. And head on back. Was that new false TV? Yeah, right. That TRU village is located in Jasunpura, Kangba, district of India. Wow. Awesome. Wow. Was that new? Which one is that? Book of Inky by Zachariah Snitching. Yeah, definitely gonna get it. Snoo. That's right. Yeah, you know what? Let me see something because I want to watch that. Soul and Green. I want to see what it's streaming on. Well, you're charging them good now. I don't know why. I removed all the games that was on there I never played. I removed them, and this thing just went fast. That's 1973 film too, y'all. Just to let you know. Streaming. It's on YouTube? Amazon Prime? I'm not paying. I might have to Voodoo. Okay. So let me see what YouTube says. It might be I have to purchase it. Buy or rent. I'm not buying or renting it, you retards. Let's see what it says on Amazon Prime. I can just tap it on because I got Amazon Prime. Yep. Let's go. Well, I'll see when I get back because I want to watch that again. And Omega Man. Yeah. That's why I got these shrimp throwing out for my salad. Oh, man. All right, let me get up. I appreciate everybody coming in. I feel like I want to take a nap. $2.99. It was only $2.99. Yeah, no. I need to buy these books. And I'm come on. I just bought 2 books today, y'all. And I'm waiting for y'all to help me get this. Thank you again, Pearl, for the 5. That's sweetheart. Everybody else is something. I guess they think I'm gonna put it all together. I'm gonna get $1 million from a bunch of broke ass niggas. Please. I appreciate y'all though. Even Camille was like, I want to send you something, but they don't have the Cashapp. I was like, no, man. So he's gonna send me some books. I was like, that's cool. Now that's even better. You know what I mean? Don't y'all send me no books because I need y'all here in America. Y'all, I got books that ain't even come from this country. So just relax, y'all. All right. Snoo helped me buy a very expensive old book that lady still mink oiling to get the leather to contort back because I almost broke it. Old ass 1500. What year was that? 1500. That book 1500, right? Well, anyway, yeah, an old ass book, y'all. So let me go ahead and get out of here. I appreciate my beautiful sisters and my brothers. Some people it's a Monday, so I know it's hard to stay in here. I appreciate everybody coming in. We'll get back in, and ladies, come back in. I'll set it up. We're going to get into an American Covenant, the Woman of Lemuria, and I might read another chapter in the other book because the Anunnaki, that shit kind of goes together. Now I know I was reading the God of Eden, Garden of Eden, the Witch God of Eden, and everything. Those books are going to get read with Nos Confound them. Them shits all go together in a way that's like taking all the 8 slices of the pizza and putting them all together. Like, I surf my books, and I'm sitting there going, if I had that book, these are gonna go together so awesome. But I appreciate y'all. If you're new here, hit that like, subscribe. Like I said, it's gonna be a wild ride. And notification bell, keep making sure that the notification bell is on. I appreciate everybody that comes over here. And ladies, I hope you all had a wonderful day yesterday, but I hope you have a wonderful day today and tomorrow, regardless of what's going on. All right? So again, chat with y'all later. Turn this thing off.